Well, here it comes.
Jack, how you doing this evening?
Good, man. Hanging in there. Just got through some storms in South Carolina. Some hail started coming down. I was worried about my new truck out there, but everything's all right. It worked out. How about you?
Man, doing pretty good. Not too stormy out here. It is hot as crap, though. I mean, that it's really turning up. Normally, don't get this hot till about July, but it's hitting early this year. But I think technically we're not in this heat wave. But apparently, some of the folks in the country. Did you see the video of the street in Missouri that like was so hot it just like cracked or whatever, and this car
Yeah.
goes flying over the top
Yeah,
of it?
the Camry goes flying and takes off the
Yeah.
front bumper.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's that hot out here, but it feels like it's getting there. I don't know. Just early and early each day, it just gets too unbearable. That's why I got this above ground swimming pool we're trying to get put in. Got the Redneck Riviera going in the backyard, but I don't even care. I want something just I can jump in.
Body of water.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little like cover over it. I'm gonna get a little fountain or whatever, so I can. It's apparently it knocks the water down about 10 degrees to have those little fountains that shoot up. So if I can just get it somewhat refreshing, it'll be money well spent. Got a heck of a deal on it on Amazon. So it's crazy what you can get on Amazon nowadays.
Well, you can get anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
I got a 500-pound box sitting in the garage right now with the pool in it.
UPS guy
And,
probably hated you.
Oh yeah, it came on a pallet. I'm like, this was a miserable undertaking.
Came on a
for this guy,
pallet?
but it was on a pallet. Yeah,
Who
500
delivered
pound
it?
box. I mean, I guess Amazon. I don't know. I mean, it was on a pallet, maybe a box truck. I wasn't here when they
God.
dropped it off, but yeah, trying to get it in the garage by myself. I thought I was gonna hurt myself. I ain't got it like I used to.
They were cussing you out as they dropped that thing off. They were like,
Absolutely,
I swear.
not a doubt in my mind. It took me back to those summers that we used to work in the warehouse for the school district, and just some of the odd jobs, and we didn't have the tools to handle it. Didn't one time we have to take a payphone off a wall in one of the old high schools?
Yeah, it was at Wren High School as a payphone. They had taken one down, but one was still up for some reason. And yeah, all we had was like a crowbar and a hammer. And they were like, yeah, just get that off. And, you know, we're like 16. I guess you would have been,
I was 17, 18. Yeah, I think the first year I did it, I just graduated high school. So I was probably 18, but
yeah, and we just ripped that thing off the wall and we kept it, I think.
We did keep it, yeah. I think we were trying to bust it open because you could tell it had money in it still, but
oh yeah.
Were you able to get that thing open finally?
Yeah, finally got it open. I think I was in college. Me and my roommates went and grabbed it from the house, busted it open, and it was like $80 in there, just chilling.
That's plenty of beer money.
But it took like 3 hours to get that thing open. And these are, you know, well, not college educated yet, but you know, we're not dumb, and it still took 3 hours, but we got it open.
They had to make those things foolproof because there ain't no telling how many folks try to bust those things open on the fly.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, so we just got our field house renovated, and we're kind of moving everything back in. One of the things we had was one of those big Mimeo boards, like touchscreen boards.
That's cool. That
we would use in the coaching office, and they were storing it at the warehouse. And so I went back over there to talk to Bill.
The old stomping grounds.
Went and saw Bill, and I was like, hey, man, you remember me? Because, you know, I'm sure I look different than I did in high school, a lot less hair. And he was just like, I'm like, me and my brother worked here for a couple summers, about 2014. He goes, I do remember you. How you been? I'm like, good, man. Anyway, he's still doing good. He's still working hard in the warehouse.
Do they still got that old work truck that we were able to drive around that summer?
Tinker,
yeah.
You drive it, yeah. It's buried back there, but it's still there. Yeah.
We were driving that thing all over creation, man. No air conditioning.
It still had the cigarette window, the little tiny window that you could tilt for like people when everybody was smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, just ripping stones, moving payphones off walls.
I was talking to this actually about that van when I went over there and talked to Chris Leslie, the maintenance director. They got a box truck now with a lift gate, living lavish.
Must be nice.
All right. Because we were like hunked over in that little van moving computers.
I think it only had 2 seats, but we had there were 3 of us on the crew. Yeah. And so we just always had the third guy just kind of packed away somewhere.
Man.
Yeah, you can't beat it, man.
We did some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing just the responsibility, like, but I mean, I was fine with it. We were good kids for the most part, like, but we got our work done, so I guess there
Yeah.
wasn't too much folks could say.
They kind of just said, move all of these computers into this room. And all right, you got all day. And we were like, all right. I mean,
Sounds
or
good.
when we ripped all the mounts, old box TV mounts out of the corners of that
My
one school.
God. Out of every
Yeah.
school. Was it not like it had
Yeah.
to be like every school in the district? And
Yeah.
so we tried just to knock out, a school a week or 2 schools a week.
We had like
And we had
one
them
drill,
we
one
had
drill, and that was it.
we had 2 guys just kinda making sure it didn't fall on the other guy's
Yeah.
head as he's bolting it off the wall.
We'd
Heavy
roll it.
box TVs.
Yeah. Roll it out on like an AV cart, nothing like
Oh
no
my
dolly or
god.
just a random cart we found. And
The story that, and hopefully nobody gets in trouble when we say, I mean, this is 10 years ago, or if not more.
statute of limitations over.
So yeah, it's got to be
It's
over.
passed.
So the little span that we had where we got left alone. All right, our
Mhm.
supervisor was taking vacation, and so we're kind of not running the
Hold-
warehouse, but
holding down the
we're
fort.
holding down the fort. And that giant air conditioning unit got dropped off,
My gosh.
and you hopped up on the forklift to get it
I
off.
mean, way I saw it, a job needed to get done, and I was there to
Hey,
do it. So
hey, it got done, man. No doubt
truck
about
driver
that.
said, if y'all don't get it off, I'm taking it back. So I said, we're gonna get it off, and we got it out. I remember he came back though. Our supervisor came back and was like, we just parked it in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know where that thing was going, and really we only moved it maybe 10 feet from the front door
Yeah.
to the front, but still, he comes in and stops, and he's like, when did that get here? We're like, oh, they came the other day. We just unloaded it, and he was like, all right.
How much do you think that AC unit costs? Like, we're talking about these giant units that go on top of schools, guys. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the one from my house was 10 grand or
so
something
you
to
got
get
to
it.
think at minimum 30, right?
Yeah.
At minimum. I mean,
And
probably
that thing was
pushing 50.
huge.
Massive. Freaking 16, 17-year-olds just moving it off the
Yeah.
back of the truck into the warehouse.
Yeah. No forklift certifications.
Oh man.
Like,
Don't
we
worry
had
though.
some training. He showed us how to,
We had some training, some on the fly training, but yeah, there was no forklift certification for us at least.
if I would have dropped that thing,
We probably just needed to quit.
yeah, we were done. Done.
I mean, we were doing all this for what, $8.50 an hour?
It was terrible. Terrible money. At
Living
the time,
lavish.
it was great.
At the time, it was great money. They're probably paying double that now. Who knows what the
Yeah.
going rate is now? But no, I think we had to learn a hard lesson that when you take your lunch break, you don't want to spend more on lunch than how much you're getting paid for that
Yeah.
hour for lunch or
Yeah.
that 30 minutes of lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we
At
quickly figured
$8.50,
out
that's hard to do.
at 8.50. So it was either the pizza buffet with water to drink that
Yep.
cost you $5 or $6, or we finally figured out the hack at Burger King. I don't even know if they still do this.
They do.
But on the back of every Burger King receipt, as long as you bought something, right? As long as you
Yeah.
bought
If
anything,
you got a receipt, yeah.
yeah, you get a free Whopper on the next purchase. If all you had to do was this little survey, it took you 2 seconds, and so we'd go get a value fry and a cup of water, and then get the free Whopper, and so you're in it $1.50 maybe with tax and all that, and we would just hammer those
Yeah.
Whoppers.
We
every
started
single day.
collecting them. We had a box in the warehouse of just receipt with the codes filled out, just ready to go. All right, let's
Yeah.
grab a receipt, and then we go.
Takes me back, man. Just working in schools. Like, I didn't realize, maybe that's why I wanted to become a teacher or whatever. It was just because I had so much great memories, whether it was during school or that warehouse job where you're still working in schools and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then obviously now I got all kinds of stories for days about public education and coaching football and things like that. But I
Was
think that's
it
really what
the f-
spawned it.
Was it the first day we started working there? The first time, like the first day, maybe the first week we were there, and they were like, "All right, y'all go with whoever to the high school." And we're like, "Okay." Pull up, and they were like, "All right, we're gonna bust down this wall." And, I was
Yeah.
like, I just had class here like a week ago, and now I'm tearing down a wall. Gave you a
Let's go.
sledgehammer. And they said, yeah, just bust this whole wall down. And we're just like, all right, let's do
Say
it.
less. Let's go.
When really they just didn't want to do it themselves. They were like,
Yeah,
let the
they're
young
like,
kids
they're
do
young.
that.
Yeah. We'll make these 17-year-olds knock it out. It'll take them no time.
Man,
Great times, man. Great times. Sometimes, like, I think to myself, when I get done with the teaching and coaching part of it, and I'm just trying to like pad my retirement or whatever, I might give me a little, part-time job or something with a little warehouse gig. Maybe just
Yeah.
go cut some grass or something, unless
It's pretty
everything's turf by
solid.
then. It seems like a decent. It seems like a decent little way to go.
Now, I will say the school buildings, at least the high schools in the district, are getting old. So like those dudes are working like every day,
Yeah,
fixing something somewhere all the time, which is probably a headache. But I don't know, man. The summer life seemed pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah. So if it's just that 8 weeks and you're doing random odd jobs like moving old computer hard drives, do you remember
Mm-hmm.
how many hard drives we used to have to go collect? Like there was one summer we had to
Hundreds.
take every hard drive out of every classroom, I think, in the whole school district, and then
Mm-hmm.
go move them to some portable that was just set up on a piece of district property. Like that portable had AC. So that
We
very first
cranked
trip
it.
to the that very first trip to the portable, and we're pouring sweat because it's July or June, whatever. And we realized that thing was cooling off. We
Mm-hmm.
freaking hammered it down. So the next time we came back, it was like
Yeah.
a ice box in there.
Yeah, it was hotel rules. Crank that thermostat down,
Yeah,
baby.
you're not
I ain't
paying the
paying the
bill.
bill.
Yeah, I ain't paying the bill. God, that's a straight dad move. Yeah, we got the 4th of July coming up. And yeah, this might be the first year I'm rocking my new Oak Island Loggerheads gear right here. I think it's collegiate baseball summer leagues they
Yeah.
got going on down there. I'm going to miss old Oak Island this summer, man. I don't think I'll get a chance to go down there.
Yeah, we have. So it's hard for us because usually when like y'all come visit or something like that around the 4th, me and my girlfriend are usually going to visit her family in Massachusetts. So we actually haven't been in at least a couple years now, but we do need to get back because it's hard to beat, man. It's hard to
It
beat.
is.
Now, apparently it's
It's
gotten big time down there though.
it's grown a lot. Just remember that first year we went down there and like literally it was like trailer park at the beach,
Yeah.
just not much going on. They had a little Mexican restaurant and yeah, we were like, all
Barbecue.
right,
The
we're so used
barbecue
to
house.
we're so used to Myrtle Beach, Dirty Myrtle,
Yeah.
like all the stuff to see and all that and do. And so we're going to a town it's got a beach, nobody's on it. Now in hindsight, I'm
That's
like, that
nice.
was awesome. Like I can't believe we didn't take more advantage of that. We did, but yeah, it's blown up a good bit. There's a lot of folks going down there. I think, especially since COVID, a lot of folks moved down there. A lot more money down there in the houses and stuff for sure. Speaking of Myrtle Beach, it's probably a sore subject. Coastal just lost in Omaha in the in the championship last week. But did you see their new indoor football facility they opened up down there?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty sweet. They got the teal turf put down, just like out at the football stadium. So the whole indoors got the teal look on the inside. It's
Let me
got the
look at.
teal lights on the outside. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet setup. I think they said it cost them about 20 mil, 90,000 square feet or something crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty legit. So that'll soften the wounds a little bit for the Chanticleer fans out there in Conway,
yeah,
which is
that's pretty
close to Myrtle
nice.
Beach.
Yeah, I mean that's basically Myrtle Beach. It's
It's
like
right across the way, right?
it's
10,
like a
15 minutes from the beach.
mini suburb, something if you
Yeah.
want to call it that. But yeah, no, that's what looks really good. It looks really good.
I was scrolling through and a picture of Gus Malzahn pops up on my Instagram, and it just gave me the idea for a little conversation on coaching attire. All
Mm,
right. So for folks, Gus Malzahn, I think he left UCF, right? I think he's now the OC at Florida State. I'm pretty sure that's where
yeah,
he went.
yeah,
He switched it up a little bit.
yeah,
But yeah, he's famous for he always had that like sweater vest kind of like, and it was always Under Armour. I feel like because Auburn had Under Armour,
yeah.
and then UCF was Nike, so maybe he got some Nike stuff whenever he went there. But it was still the same sweater vest kind of look. But I'm like, for one, it's got to be custom. Like he can't be out there wearing a cold gear sweater vest in the Florida sun. It's got to be like a thin, but it still gives you that look of a sweater vest. But he always had like a mock turtleneck underneath, right?
Yeah, this dude's out here wearing a short sleeve mock turtleneck with a sweater vest.
Yeah, it just
Like,
got
what
my
are we
mind thinking.
doing?
Yeah, it got my mind thinking about just coaching attire. Could you ever see yourself wearing something like that, whether practice
No,
or a game? What would
no.
be all right? So let's just run through this then. So for a practice, and this is that time of the year where a lot of coaches are getting new gear and stuff like that. Maybe we should start with that. What kind of stuff coaching gear wise do y'all kind of get, whether it's on a yearly basis or whenever y'all do get re-upped? What kind of stuff are y'all usually getting?
So for football, we usually get like a hot jacket, like the short sleeve
Okay.
quarter zip. you know,
That's a classic. You gotta
classic.
have
Yeah,
that.
whatever model Nike redoes it every year, but whatever the new whatever Nike Authentic one is, we'll get one of those. Usually a polo of some sort. You know, I don't really wear polos that much, but
Not a huge polo guy either.
no. And then, you know, some hats, variety of hats, whatever we kind of go with that year. Shoes, hit or miss. Some years we get them, some years we don't. And then our athletics department will actually get us like a hoodie,
All right.
you know, a couple of polos, and I think we got some sweet Jordan polos coming this year. But
Okay.
oh, the
Stepping it up a little bit with
best
the
thing,
Jordan.
yeah, right, best thing I've gotten to date. I got one when I was at Clemson, and you know I've gotten one now that's Palmetto, and I love it. It's the Nike rain jacket. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean like the full waterproof?
So I got the full suit when I was at Clemson, like the
Yeah.
Gore-Tex suit. But this is just the jacket. It's the jacket part of that suit. Nike made a
Okay.
new one.
Nice. That's probably an
They're
expensive piece. That's an
well,
expensive piece.
it's yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
But look them up if you haven't looked. They're
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've got a piece that's that nice. Usually on a yearly basis, usually you're getting the t-shirts or whatever. And then, yeah, it kind of varies for us. You know, if there's a year where maybe we have a lot more additions to the staff or staff turnover or whatever, it seems like
Hmm.
those summers we get a lot more gear coming in. Uh, but usually I would say, like you said, we're getting a little quarter zip of some type. Uh, our head coach or yeah, he enjoys long sleeve everything. He's a
Hmm.
big fan of long sleeve everything. And so I think this past year we got two or three of the long sleeve Nike hooded t-shirts,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
are
you can't
nice, super nice. Yeah, that's a
can't
nice
beat a
look.
hooded tee.
Yeah, I love a good hooded tee. But
Now I prefer the short sleeve, but yeah,
yeah, see, I just get so hot so easy, and so for me, it gets to a point where I've got a million long sleeve shirts now,
yeah,
and I don't know, like I like a good short sleeve tee. I get so daggum sweaty
yeah,
that I don't know. I'll even cut the sleeves off. Some of them sometimes I make it a short sleeve shirt or whatever. But you know, we usually get that pretty consistently. We the first year we got shoes. Do you guys get shoes?
First year, yeah. This past year we didn't. This year we are. So it's kind of like
Off and on, just depends.
just depends. You know, I don't really care because I got my Hokas. I'd rather wear my Hokas anyway. They're more
Yeah, I think
comfortable. But
that's kind of the first year we all got shoes. The first year we all came together, new head coach, all that kind of stuff. And then on Friday nights, some guys would start to wear, you know, whatever their personal choice shoe
yeah,
was. You know, maybe they got a pair of black and yellow Jordans or something like that. You know, want to get a little drip going on. And so I think going into the next year and the years after, I kind of realized like, you know, on a game night, we're going to wear whatever shoes we want to wear anyway. So we didn't
yeah,
do the shoes, which I'm fine with. That's where the basketball side's been really nice because basketball wise, I get two or three pair of shoes every year.
yeah.
But you know, we'll see how it goes with all that. But usually the basketball shoes are pretty nice too.
Here, I'm
So
gonna
I'll
show
rock
you.
those. I'll rock those on a Friday night.
I got this jacket. This is the Nike rain jacket.
Ooh, that is clean.
Now it's got the horseshoe on it and everything, but
That's clean.
they're very nice.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, that's the best thing we've gotten, you know, for football since. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's nice. For anybody, that would be a nice addition to it. So, like on a typical practice day, all right,
yeah.
so let's go Monday through Wednesday. What's your practice attire
All
usually?
right. So, well, first of all, I'm a PE teacher. So what I wear to work is what I'm gonna wear to practice.
Makes
It's gym
sense.
shorts and a shirt, all right?
Yep.
But there is these shorts that I refer to as my practice shorts. When I was in Jacksonville, I haven't been able to find them anywhere else, but I got like 5 pairs down there, and that's like those are my go-tos, right? They're these Nike athletic shorts. They used to have the little Jaguar head on them, but you know I've worn them so much that has come off. So there's black shorts, Nike shorts, but they are the best. They're soft. They have the back pocket for your
That's
script or
nice.
whatever.
That's nice.
Good pockets on them, lightweight. Best ones I've ever had. But for me, it's just t-shirt, shorts, whatever I'm wearing to work that day. Because I mean,
I
I'll go out
got
there in
you.
a polo if I wore it to work. Yeah, gym
Are you a
shorts and
bucket
t-shirt.
hat? Are you a bucket hat kind of guy?
No, I'm a high crown trucker hat, like this right here, high crown, you know, big in the
Yes.
front.
I don't know if I like the super high crown on the front. I
Yeah,
like kind of you're the more savvy one with all. What do they call it when it's more of just a flat
I
or
can go ahead and tell you right now. Is that a Richardson hat?
this is a Richardson hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
So
spot them from
this
a mile away.
so
They're
this
solid
has
hats.
so this has a higher crown or whatever you call it. than what I would prefer. I would prefer like the old classic.
Just regular, yeah.
Yeah, like it's kind of the old dad hat, I guess, is my kind of style. I don't like them when they're big up front. I don't know why. It's just always been
I don't
me.
know. I love them with the tall front, and even Richardson are not tall enough. My preference. But Richardson is a good hat. They have a lot of good options too. But no, I don't wear a bucket hat. I ain't doing all that. I can't do it.
I feel like the bucket hat comes out for me at the very beginning, like when it's fall camp or we're in that first month, like getting ready for the first scrimmage and all that. That's bucket hat season. Now, if it's like a regular season practice, I'm usually just wearing my practice hat, which has so many sweat rings on it that is like a totally different color now. And I rock that just every single day. Stinks to high heaven. Like, cause I've had the same one for 3 years now or however long. Cause I like it. It's my go-to.
It's
comforting. You know what I mean? Like,
in.
yeah, it's weathered real good. It's got that seasoning on it.
Well, so I went golfing in the spring and I wore just a regular hat and got sunburned. Okay. But on the back of the hat, it had the little half circle shape, right? And I ain't got no hair, so that half circle was burned into my scalp. It was like pale and then a red white circle for the longest time. So I've been going no hat at practice
keep
to
everything
try to even it out. And
how much sunscreen do you put on that?
You got to put a lot on there. You don't want a scalp burn. That was the worst feeling I've ever had. The first time when I thought, I cut my hair real short. Doesn't matter. Toasted, and it's the worst because you can't do anything. You can't even sit on the couch comfortably because it's just right there. But it's evened out pretty good now, so I can start wearing the hats again.
I know what you're talking about though, because I'm a visor guy too. Like if I'm not wearing my hat, I'm wearing a visor. Usually I'll save my visor just to keep it from getting really nasty. I'll save the visor for Friday night games and Thursday night games too, usually, and just rock the hat. But when I used to wear a visor every single day, because I always got the high and tight. This will be the first football season where I don't have a high and tight, like just half guard on the side. I'm growing out this like trashy mullet that's going on right now. And, so this will be the first one but I know exactly what you're talking about. Like any exposed area, you just get that. It's just super itchy when you get that scalp burn like that.
It's terrible.
So
and then it starts peeling.
Yeah. So Monday through Wednesday, all right. So do you do anything for Thursday's sub-varsity game that's a little different, or is that going to be like more your practice clothes still?
Yeah, usually more just my practice clothes. I might throw on the hot jacket or the quarter zip.
Hey, Thursday, I feel like I step it up slightly from the practice.
Yeah.
Just the regular practice gear. Yeah, I might throw on like a long sleeve tee that I don't wear that often. It might be my Thursday night shirt.
That's true. I'll throw on my khaki gym shorts.
Yeah,
I'll step it up. Step it up a little bit.
Church it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then to get to Friday night, obviously.
Yeah.
Like Friday night's a whole different animal. It ain't always about how you look, but you do. It's an event.
Look good,
right?
feel good, play good.
Look good, feel good, play good. So what's your go-to Friday night?
Oh, all right. I'm picky about this. So I'm a little bougie with it too. So first off, Lululemon underwear.
Yes.
Top tier.
You put me on this one, and those are now. I'll put those on Thursday nights too. I'll have the Lululemons on underneath my athletic shorts or whatever.
Oh, I wear them every day. I've stocked up on Lululemon underwear.
I wish I could afford the everyday wear of them, but
it took me some time. Yeah, it took me some time to build up that stock, but
I got 3 pairs, and they are reserved for game day, Thursday, Friday game days.
Yeah.
Basketball season, Tuesday, Friday.
Yeah. Let me put you on something else then. Lululemon pants. The ABC pants.
Yes. Well, I don't know what kind mine are, but I do have a couple pair of the Lulu. I got a gray pair and a khaki pair.
Those are my game pants.
Those are usually my church pants. I usually don't wear those on. I usually don't wear those to a football game. I'm wearing those on Sundays, but no, they are awesome. Just the bending and all that, like
dude, you can't beat
so
it.
nice.
Can't beat them.
So you got the Lululemon, below the waist. All right. Are you an ankle sock guy? Do you wear any higher than that? What kind of socks you rolling with?
I don't think ahead enough to pack 2 different pairs of socks, and I'm wearing shorts in the day during school, so I'm wearing ankle socks. I don't care what these kids say. They're all addicted to tall socks, and I get it. When we were in school, it was tall socks. Like we wore tall socks and Sanooks like every day.
Yeah.
It was tall socks and Sperry's for most people, but I wear ankle socks. Too. Yeah, I wear ankle socks to work because I'm not going to roll up wearing calf socks. It's not me.
if I'm wearing calf socks, it's because my work laundry needs to get done, and that is
Yeah.
the last pair of socks I've got.
Yeah, and these kids will be like, "Where are your socks at?" I'm like, "Right there, dude. What are you talking about? Why would I wear those hideous socks you're wearing right now?" Like, anyway, no, ankle socks all day, even with
All right.
pants. Unless it's a suit. If it's a suit or something, I'll wear dress socks. But
So what are we wearing up top?
well, we usually all match. So depending on what that is, whether it's the quarter zip
I
or the
got you.
polo, whatever. But
So
then the
y'all have
hats,
a y'all
I'll
have a
switch it
dress
up.
code. Y'all have a dress code on Friday night usually, or you just
Yeah,
got to match.
just the top. Usually, it's just like, hey, we're wearing the gray polo tomorrow
Okay.
night. Whatever. We try to like alternate so we don't blend in with the kids' jersey color.
Yeah. No, that makes
Try
sense.
to contrast. But and then the hats. So I'm addicted to hats. Like I have probably 8 blank hats between home and my office at work. And I got these little patches, horseshoe patches,
So you just
block
put them
P
on anything.
patches. Yeah, I just always making a different hat. So I'll usually throw one of those on depending on what looks best or what I just made, whatever. I keep it kind of low key. I'm not doing anything too
Okay,
crazy.
I got you. Yeah,
Yeah. What
we
about you?
my first job, we were always, of course, this was in South Carolina. We would wear shorts on Friday nights, which I've gotten away from that since I moved to Texas. It's pants on Friday
Mm-hmm.
nights now, and so that was a little switch up for me. But we would always have we had a polo. Yeah, we had 2 polos usually, and if it was a home game, we're wearing the white ones, like you said, to contrast the
Yeah.
kids. If it's an away game, we're wearing the red ones or the navy ones, whatever, to try to just stand out. And then the hat, we kind of got the visor of the hat, whatever you decided. But we got a lot of freedom out here. Yeah, I think everybody kind of knows to contrast the kids. But we really don't have to match. Like we don't all have to wear the same shirt or anything like that. So I
Yeah.
like that freedom to kind of just wear what's comfortable. So usually for me, I go a long sleeve tee that I usually despise during practice. Usually don't go short sleeve tee. I don't go polo at all. Are you a big polo guy unless you have to?
I mean, I have a couple in rotation, but they're not my. I'd rather wear a shirt,
Yeah.
t-shirt all
Yeah, I'm
day.
not a big polo guy for a Friday night. I mean, if I got to and the boss man says to, I'll do it, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna be my first choice. So usually I like the hooded tees are nice, the long sleeve
Yeah.
ones. But again, I usually have some that are like my favorite ones, and I make sure those are ready to roll for Friday. I'm not gonna wear one of those during the week. And then I'll switch the hat up or the visor up. I'll keep my clean visor. And I'll usually have sunglasses on, because we're warming up and stuff
Yeah.
when the sun's still out. And then I'll just pop the glasses on my head, once the time comes. And the last few years I've been in the box on Friday nights anyway, so the glasses. And I usually take my hat off or whatever in the box too, and get. That's part of what's nice is being in the box is I really could wear whatever I wanted,
That's true.
athletic shorts and all that, as long
That's
as we're
true.
getting the bird's eye view up top. Yeah, it really don't matter. But yeah, that's kind of nothing too crazy. I'm not going Gus Malzahn with the mock
No,
turtleneck and all
dude.
that. But yeah, speaking of, I hate to brag on Gus Malzahn. Great coach. Yeah, I was just watching highlights from that Auburn Florida State national championship the other day. That was a great game.
Cam
Jameis
Newton.
Winston. No, it was Jameis Winston.
Okay.
His Heisman year. They had to come back. I didn't realize Auburn was
Kelvin
up like,
Benjamin.
yeah, they had all them guys. It's like
Yeah.
2014 where it was the last BCS national championship for the
Yeah.
playoff, I think. And yeah, so hats off to him, heck of a coach. But is there any coach that when you watch them, man, that guy's got some swag, like just with the attire or whatever they're rocking?
That's easy. Lane Kiffin. He's got some
Yeah,
swag.
yeah, he's got some swag to him.
Now, opposite of swag is, I'll tell you what I hate, is the dude, I think he's at Minnesota, wears the shirt and tie under like a Nike quarter zip.
Yes,
Like, dude,
that
what are
just
you
seems.
doing?
Now, on the bright side, I guess it doesn't get like super hot in Minnesota, where that's not. I would be dying in that. I don't like to
Yeah,
wear.
no.
I wouldn't wear a shirt and tie to my wedding if I didn't have to.
Yeah, no. I hate the just being all, no, I
Yeah,
can't
that's
do
just.
that.
I don't like something on my neck.
No.
For basketball, I do it. Well, sometimes we'll go shirt and tie for the basketball home games and stuff, or if it's a short road trip or something like that. But I just, like you said, I don't like having. And maybe I just need to lose some weight. My neck needs to get thinner, but I
I
just don't
can't
like
stand
having
it.
that right there on my
No.
Adam's apple. I don't know. I don't know how that guy does it. PJ Fleck, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's row the boat.
I'll be honest. I'll tell you who doesn't have swag. Well, he's got Dabo Swinney has no modern swag, right? He has the old school, just traditional dad swag
Traditional,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
traditional. He's got him his polo. I
Yeah.
do love when he pulls out the sweatshirt with usually
Yeah,
just the
the
block
unique.
Clemson on it.
So what's crazy about those? So Abe Reed, used to be the director of equipment. I think he's a senior director of facilities or something now. Those sweatshirts originally were like handmade.
Really?
Like Abe was in there, he'd buy the blank Nike sweatshirt, right? And you'd probably have to special order that to get the swoosh on the arm.
Yeah.
He'd get that sweatshirt in, and he had these, it's like tackle twill almost. He'd have a orange layer, and then he'd put the white layer on top. And, by the end of it, it says Clemson like you see.
Yeah.
But those weren't like just ordered off the rack from Nike. Like he was making those things. And at one
That's
point,
it.
everybody on staff wore one for the military game.
Yeah.
The camo pants, purple Clemson crew neck sweatshirt. So he had to make one for every freaking person on staff. Now they make them. Now Nike makes them.
Yeah.
But no,
I never
originally,
realized.
man
I
was
never
hand
realized that.
making them. Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you're getting paid the big bucks, and I'm
Yeah.
sure they had somebody give them a heck of a deal in town, or honestly, they probably paid full price just to help out a local business or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since Clemson's in a smaller town,
Yeah.
it's blown up a lot. But yeah, I'm sure they were
Yes.
scratching somebody's back on that one. But
Well,
no, I never knew that though.
He was making them. Like Abe was making them himself.
I thought it was somebody like
No,
a seamstress or somebody.
No, Abe would do them in the equipment room, like by himself.
Wow.
Like, he was making them, and I'm like,
Wow.
You don't think of that kind of stuff, but
No.
he was in there grinding, boy.
Was there ever a piece of equipment that maybe y'all got coaching gear wise that you were like, I'm never gonna wear this. Like, I'm not gonna. Is there ever anything that just stood out like this is awful? For me, it was Nike made. Nike made like I guess it was a pullover, but it was really thin. But the material was that swishy material. I don't know what to call it, and it had like hand pockets. But the from the elbow down, and I think you may have gave me one of these, and I did wear it like in the classroom and stuff. But like from elbow down, it was a different material.
It was almost like fleecy kind of, like it was like thin fleece, like stretchy.
Yeah, like it was made to look like you're wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Underneath a hot jacket, but it was all just one piece of pullover.
I know exactly which I hated.
That thing got so hot, like
those.
Anything like that. Maybe I just give off a lot of body heat. I don't know, but I would get so hot in that thing. Like I could only wear it in the wintertime.
Yeah, they were terrible. Oh, there was our first year at Palmetto. Coach, we were Under Armour still. We still had Under Armour jerseys, and I hate Under Armour. But whatever. It's not about that. And so I was giving our head coach crap about every little thing we got that was Under Armour. I'm like, what would make this look better is a Nike swoosh. I was just being a jerk, whatever, and he got annoyed with it. But we had these polos, and it's a good looking polo, just design wise. Like it was dark gray, white trim on the sleeve. I think it was called like a varsity polo or something. But good design. But the material and the cut was absolutely terrible. Like it was made of this stretchy, I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't comfortable, and it, squeezed me in the wrong areas, not flattering, hated wearing it.
I hate
that was terrible.
When you get coaching gear like that, especially as you go between different brands.
Yeah.
Like I was at a Nike place. At the time, Nike stuff was running smaller. So I'd always order a size up. But then you go to another place that might have had Badger or I mean, just as you go between the different brands, like how you have no idea how it's going to fit.
Nope.
And then it's the worst when it's something that's awesome and you put it on.
Doesn't fit.
And you hate how it fits, like how it's cut or whatever. Too tight in the shoulders or whatever. I can't stand when I can't raise my arms up or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just feel the shirt grabbing. I like it loose a little bit.
And that's what Nike switches up all the time. Like
all the time.
Even their Nike Legend t-shirts, like the one I'm wearing, 2 years ago, you ordered this shirt in, whatever size, and it would be snug, whatever.
Yeah.
5 years ago, you order that same size, same shirt, and it's a freaking just trash bag floating off, like huge, right? They change them up and it's so frustrating. Like it got so frustrating that I would buy these Nike shirts with design on them, whatever, get them in, and that would happen. They were either too tight, too big, whatever. That I started looking at like the style number on the tag of the shirt, and you could find out the manufacturing date and like, which cut it would be basically. But
Man,
no,
you were the one that put me on looking up like what the actual item is, like when you go through and look at the product code or whatever. Like
yeah,
I never even thought to do that
no, you got to.
until and then you mentioned that. And then the other thing with the Lululemon, you talked about you can look up items that have the same combination of whatever type of fabrics and materials
But
and stuff,
yeah, no,
and
you got to get,
it can get super close to that same quality or that same feel.
yeah.
Like I never just that your mind works a little different than mine when it comes to that, but
Well,
heck of a hack.
think if I talk to some doctors, they might diagnose me with something.
You got a touch
Yeah,
of the tism or
a
something
little
like
touch in there, but I don't know. It's something I've always like the way clothes fit, feel. I don't know. It's always been something that has either bothered me or I loved, and so I guess through that you just kind of hyper focus on it. But
Yeah. Well, and when you know what you like,
yeah,
it sucks whenever it changes or
yeah.
whatever. Like when you know what you know what you like, and maybe it's just we're getting old and we're not as adaptable
Well, that's
as we.
like I'm so stuck in my ways that
Yeah,
I find a good pair of shorts, like the ones I'm wearing right now that I wear to
yeah.
work every day. Liked them, back pocket, good feel, good fit. I bought like 8 pairs of them. These are the only shorts I wear. I have them in like 4 different colors. It's just all I wear. I got 2 black, 2 khaki, 2 gray, 2 whatever, and I just rotate. Like it's good
I
for me.
mean, yeah, if it works for you, shoot, that's probably the right way to do it. Because I know I've still got clothes that I got this red Under Armour polo that I think I got in
Yeah,
like 2012, but I just love the
yeah.
cut, love it's Under Armour. Loose was the style on it. The tag's getting a little faded
Bring that
now.
back. Yeah, bring the loose
Yeah,
back.
bring the loose. We don't need the sleeky boy.
No, I don't want athletic or modern fit. I don't want any of that.
Like I'll tell you, circling back to college coaches. Yeah, I don't know about like swag and how like cool the look is, but this guy's comfortable. Texas A&M's new coach or the coach they had,
Yes.
Mike Elko.
Yes.
That guy, you could tell he's there for football only. Like he ain't
Yeah.
there to win a fashion show, but I know for a fact that he's comfortable. Like
Yeah.
he's got his fit and he rolls with it.
That hooded tee or that long sleeve shirt's just massive, long. You know what?
Yes.
Bump it up a size just in case. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you
I just
never
need
know.
something to wear.
We might eat good this year. I might need to expand some room for expansion a little bit.
Yeah, I got too much going on to be uncomfortable. Just give me something loose. I'm good. Like that's all I need, man.
We almost got.
What's the deal with people? Some coaches do it, so they're like khaki pants, but they're capris almost. You know what I'm talking about? They come like halfway up the calf. They're short and they're tight. You know what I mean? So it's like
the joggers,
but they're like, I guess joggers, but they're khaki design.
They're thinner. They're a
They're
thinner
like
material.
slacks. Yeah, they're like built like slacks, but in the form of a jogger.
I was never a jogger fan for sweatpants or whatever.
Yeah.
And then about probably 4 years ago, I got my first pair because they were given as part of the coaching gear. So they're a pair of Jordan joggers, and they are my favorite sweatpant to wear. Now I can't imagine wearing
sweatpant joggers are great. I ain't hating on that. I'm talking. I'll show you a picture.
I can't imagine wearing like a khaki pair, and I'm assuming they're thinner and meant to be worn, on a more consistent basis than if it's cold outside. But yeah, I just can't imagine myself wearing that. Like, I mean, who knows? Probably one of those things. Don't knock it till you try it. But and they wear those with I'm assuming they wear those with low cut socks, right? Got to show the ankle off. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's probably a newer, more trendy thing.
Yeah, they all trying to be modern, and it's like, come on, man, who are you kidding?
We're ball coaches, you ain't gotta go and do all this.
This isn't the best picture, but I just searched one coach that I could think of that would probably wear them. Let's see if I can. All right, so this is Matt LaFleur, right? Okay, these aren't as bad. Which in the NFL, if you don't realize, a lot of coaches wear joggers like sweatpants, and they just look like actual pants.
Those at least look like sweatpants to me that he's rocking right there.
I don't think that's a good.
But I'm assuming they're thinner.
What's his name? Cliff Kingsbury. Definitely wears them.
That's the type of guy that would rock them for sure.
Yeah, he's always in like a coordinator, offensive coordinator, trying to look cool.
Yeah, he's always the trendy offensive coordinator that's wearing the.
So here's what I'm talking about where they come up too high. These are high waiters. Like, why are they that high? These are just regular joggers, though, so those are fine.
I was gonna say, those look like leggings.
Yeah, those are tight.
Yeah, I don't
watch,
know
I'm
if
not gonna be
that's.
able to find them.
I don't know if I got the body type for that. That seems like you got to be a thin OC, tall, skinny to be rocking those. Well, you're
Yeah,
kind of a dad bod linebackers coach. You know, I like my stuff looser.
Jesus. All right. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't find them. But anyway, they're annoying. I don't know why people do that. I don't have the calves for it. Even
That's
joggers, they're like
yeah,
still tight. So it's like
yeah.
from the knee down, they're just tights. But
Thankfully, I mean, I guess my ankles would probably work, but yeah, like you said, the rest of my leg is probably a little too big for
nah.
something like that. And then like my up above the waist, I'm so disproportionately like ice cream cone shape, or whatever, like my legs
Yeah.
compared to my upper body. And so I don't want to go out there and look like, a melted ice cream cone trying to wear these tight pants and a big baggy shirt or something like that. Just give me all baggy. Like I'm
Yeah.
there for one reason only.
I feel like I'm more of just like a rectangle with a couple feet, like just a block. But I mean, I was rolling back in the day wearing Levi. What'd they call it? They tried to call it something that made me. It's like the husky pants when you're a kid. Try to make it sound cool, but it just means you big boy.
Yeah. More to
Levi
love.
had something. They called it athletic fit. That's what it was. Athletic, old school athletic fit, not the new tight athletic fit.
Yeah.
Old school athletic fit was extra room in the button size and straight cut down. So it was basically just bigger. Is all it was.
It's a fancy way of saying
Yeah.
big.
I got those. I was like, oh, I'm wearing athletic fit. I like these. These fit good.
You're feeling like you're ready to run a sub 540 with those things
Yeah.
on, like
But now, like, I
athletic
couldn't.
fit.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I put a pair of jeans on. Now that I think about it,
I can't stand blue jeans. I don't think I've worn blue jeans in years. It's just not me. I'm either
nope.
sweatpants or I'll wear khaki pants before I wear blue jeans.
Yeah,
Like,
especially my
that's just,
Lulus now. I'll definitely wear my Lulus before some blue jeans.
Those are my go-to pants. Yeah, my gray or my khaki Lulus.
Yeah,
but
I'm telling you, they got.
we almost got through. We almost got through the whole episode here. We haven't even done our team of the week yet. You got our good friend at ChatGPT already
Yes,
primed up, ready to roll.
let's get him going.
So
All right.
this is our third week of doing team of the week. Our goal is to get random school from anywhere USA. And we're going to do a little deep dive into them real quick to round out this episode.
All right.
So anywhere in the USA, fair game. We don't want any powerhouses. We want small town America, or where's that America?
BFE is what we want.
BFE, baby.
So here we go. You all see me type it. Give me a random high school football team to shout out. Here we go. The Lone Pine Golden Eagles from Lone Pine, California.
All right, we're going out to the West Coast. Lone Pine.
Okay. Let's see.
Where's that at?
Give me some details about
Yeah, let's
them.
get a little background on the Lone Pine Eagles.
All right. Let's see what we got. We got a little.
What is purple?
8-man football.
All right.
We asked for BFE. We got it.
Lone Pine. Okay, we got some season highlights right here. Hopefully these are accurate.
62-0.
62-0 victory over where?
Emmanuel Christian.
62-zip.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's dive deep. All right, here we go. Let's get on the max preps. Hopefully they got it all up to date.
7-4 overall. Not bad.
It's not bad. Solid.
This is this year. Let's go back to last year.
Solid outing. The purple and yellow color combination. You could tell that they got the Philadelphia Eagles logo.
Yeah.
They just kind of went paint mode and replaced the color on it. How many schools do that in America? Like,
oh my gosh, so many.
Like if you're a school starts with a G and you're using that Georgia Green Bay Packer G and you're just changing the colors out.
So I'm guessing this is a private school.
Okay.
Just based on who they're playing. It looks like a Christian school, maybe. Does it say in here? Okay. 104 students.
That is small. 9 through 12, 104 students.
Once held California's longest losing streak with 55 straight losses.
Well, you know what? Sounds like they've turned things around. Well, how long ago was that?
That was 75-82.
Oh yeah, Lone Pine is now on brighter days.
They switched to 8-man after that.
Okay, so maybe the 8-man's helped them out a little bit.
Wow. All right.
Look at their football stadium. Let's see what the football stadium's looking like.
Let's see. Lone Pine Golden Eagles.
Lone Pine Golden Eagles. I mean, I like that they threw in Golden Eagles. That mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah, that keeps them from getting sued.
Probably.
Stealing that logo. That ain't it. That's Southern Miss. Come on. This is about it. I guess it's Lone Pine High School. Get out of here, Southern Miss. All right.
It's hard to tell.
That's an away
Heck
game,
yeah.
looks like.
Just bodies hitting the floor, 8-man football. I
Yeah,
love it.
how does 8-man football work?
We have 6 or 7-man football out here for like the 1As and all that. I'm assuming, I mean, you just add another position on the field. I think in 6 or 7-man or whatever, you might have like 2 or 3 linemen. But I think the eligibility rules for who can catch passes and stuff is totally different. It's pretty entertaining. Actually, they're putting all the Texas high school football state championship games on this app this coming year, Jack. You're gonna have to check some of them out. They start on Wednesday with the small schools, and then go through the rest of the week. And Saturday's the big schools. Might be worth the subscription.
I say I followed y'all's playoff run on NFHS. I guess that was last year or 2 years ago. The deep run.
The deep run was a couple years ago. Yeah, that was when, I mean, NFHS. This new app is going to be way cheaper. I think it might even be free. I know you can watch some of the Rangers games and stuff for free on it, or something, or maybe it's the Stars games. All right,
So
Lone Pine.
the stadium's not looking. Is it under construction?
I was about to say, it looks like it's getting some work done from this view right here. You know how these Google Maps can sometimes be a little outdated. What part of
There's-
California are we looking at right now?
No street view of that either. All right, so let's zoom out.
Southern California, looks like.
Yeah, in between
in the
San
mountains.
Fran, near Death Valley National Park,
That's kind of cool. It looks like they're on a mountaintop.
near a lake. I mean, that thing is just like peeked in there. Look at that.
It's a small little town. All right. Lone Pine Golden Eagles, you are the team of the week.
Wow.
Shout out to you guys out there in California holding it down, 8-man football. If anybody knows anybody somehow at Lone Pine High School, tell them to check out 4th and Ward.
Yeah, and tell them to send us a picture of their stadium so we can give it a proper shout out.
That's right. Hey, while we're on the topic of coaching attire, without putting anybody on blast here, are we able to see they got any pictures of their coach?
Well, let's see.
We can check out his drip a little bit.
I mean, we can find it. You know me, I'll find it. Let's look at who the coach is. Maybe that'll help. They got it on here. Are you the coach? No, I'm not the coach.
How big is the
so.
roster? Oh, they kind of jumped some numbers. That'd be too tough to count that. I mean, 20 guys, 25 guys.
Let's see. I bet ChatGPT can tell us.
Yeah, it'll consolidate it better. I mean, if they got 25, 30 guys, we were playing 11-man when I was in high school, and we might only have 30 guys maybe on the roster. Of course, a lot of us went both ways.
21 varsity players.
All right.
Brian Ashley's the coach. All right, let's see if we can find him. 21, man.
Shout out to Brian Ashley. 21's lower, but Jack, we played some years in high school with only 25, 30 guys on varsity.
That's true.
Now, we were dying, and we were wing T, and we had no option of playing 8-man.
I mean, this coach is like just unheard of.
He is off the
Not
grid.
unheard of,
Probably
but
probably the best way. Shout out to Coach Ashley, Lone Pine High School, 4th and Ward team of the week. We're going to go down the rabbit hole now once we stop recording.
But yeah,
That's
anyway,
right.
Congratulations, Lone Pine
team
High
of the
School.
Week. Jack, you got a big trip coming up. Is that what's on the docket for y'all? The big trip? I know we got the 4th of July coming up.
Yeah. So this Friday, we drive up to Massachusetts to visit her family, and then we spend, I guess, roughly a week and some change up there, and then we fly straight to Greece from up there.
Heck
and then, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. Got my passport ready. Just gotta get packed up, ready to go, man.
Awesome. If anybody's got any international travel tips for Jack, be sure to drop a comment. Hopefully we can see him over the next week or so after the episode comes out. But we appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And as always, be sure to hit that 5-star review button. Helps us out, helps broaden our reach. Continuing to grow every week, Jack, and that's the name of the game. I think we're up to we pushed past 1,000 listeners now, so I think that's pretty monumental. I think we almost got all 50 states covered. So if you got some coaching buddies or some guys that just like hearing good old stories from small town American football days, be sure to share them the link to our podcast. And you can watch every video on YouTube, new episodes every Sunday, or listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, guys.
Stay golden.